Today, the U.S. Supreme Court upheld a long-time ban that prevents people who have domestic violence restraining orders against them from owning a firearm.
ABC's Christian Cordero has you covered on the 8-1 decision where an overwhelming majority of justices decided people who pose a, quote, credible threat of violence against another can be temporarily disarmed.
Today, the Supreme Court overwhelmingly decided people with domestic violence restraining orders against them cannot own a gun, and in doing so, sent a clear message to women like Lachey Crachan.
They listen to survivors. They listen to us. Because it's not a day, a minute, or a second that we don't think about it and we don't feel the pain.
Her ex-boyfriend shot her 5 times in 1996. All 5 bullets are still in her body. She says she wishes she got a restraining order against him at the time. In today's 8-1 opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts writes the laws in question confirm what common sense suggests. When an individual poses a clear threat of physical violence to another, the threatening individual may be disarmed. Justice Amy Coney Barrett wrote the concurring opinion saying the Second Amendment is not absolute.
She's right. We limit weapons. There are weapons that exist today that did not exist some 100, 200 years ago that have limitations on them.
In his dissent, Justice Clarence Thomas sided with Rahimi's argument that he could not be disarmed because only gun laws rooted in the nation's founding history and tradition can comply with the Second Amendment.
When you look at the statistics of women who have been killed by their partners, the numbers are alarming.
An abused woman is 5 times more likely to die from a domestic abuse situation if a gun is involved. President Biden applauded today's ruling, saying it allows families to count on critical protections as they have for the past 3 decades. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Here in Wisconsin, there's an effort to change state law to not let domestic abusers have guns. According to the Giffords Law Center, a gun violence prevention organization, there's a loophole in Wisconsin law right now. Federal law bans people convicted of a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence from having guns and ammunition. But Wisconsin doesn't have that classification. So a person who commits domestic violence is charged with disorderly conduct, and they aren't banned from having guns. Democratic Attorney General Josh Kaul and 2 Democratic state lawmakers are leading the effort to change that law.